the 7 coolest things Indiana Jones did in Temple of Doom. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Film Zone. Number 7, when he jumped out of a plane crash in an inflatable raft. When Indy thinks he's escaped Lao Che by making it to an airplane, he says a sarcastic farewell and closes the door, revealing the plane to be the property of Lao Che himself. In the middle of the night, the pilot jumps from the plane with all the parachutes. Thinking on his feet, Indy decides to inflate the life raft and rides it out of the plane and onto a snowy mountainside. Willie points out the ridiculousness of using a raft to survive an air disaster. We're not sinking, we're crashing. But Indy's unconventional survival method worked just fine. This jaw-dropping stunt is the first indicator to the viewers that the sequel significantly raises the high stakes set by its predecessor Raiders of the Lost Ark, which still ranks as a timeless action masterpiece. In addition, it helps unite the unlikely trio of Indy, Willie and Short Round as they bond whilst trying to avoid getting crushed by rocks. 6. When he escaped his cult brainwashing. In the darkest stretch of Temple of Doom's second act, Indy is captured by the Thu'gi cult and brainwashed to do their sadistic bidding. He traps Willie in a cage and starts lowering her down to a volcanic sacrificial pit. Thankfully, Short Round escapes from captivity and saves Indy from his brainwashing, just in time to turn the tables on the merciless cultists and save Willie from being sacrificed. After a haunting glimpse at evil Indy, it's a delight to see the heroic Indy back in fighting form. Dark Indy also hinted at the depths of Ford the actor, who would soon tackle more serious roles in 1985's Witness and 1986's The Mosquito Coast. 5. When he killed a slave overseer with a rock crusher. During the climactic set piece in Temple of Doom, Indy fights a hulking slave overseer on the conveyor belt leading up to the mine's rock crusher. To make matters worse, the Maharaja is poking pins into Indiana's voodoo doll, putting him in even more agonizing pain during the brutal fight. This sequence is similar to the mechanic fight in the first movie. Once again, Indy is physically outmatched and requires large machinery to save him from certain death. This time, instead of a plane's propeller, it's the rock crusher. This scene is a nice callback to the original film, as well as an efficient way to showcase Indy's resourcefulness. He may not be the strongest hero, but he's certainly the smartest, as he uses whatever tools are necessary to emerge victorious. 4. When he fed Mola Ram to a bunch of crocodiles. When Indy and Mola Ram are hanging from a slashed rope bridge, they fight over the satchel containing the Sankara stones. Indy invokes Shiva's name to ignite the stones, sending them falling into the ocean below. In a desperate attempt to catch them, Mola Ram falls from the bridge and is devoured by the crocodiles below. This is a pretty nasty way to go, and one of the most memorable Indiana Jones villain deaths, second only to the nightmare-inducing face melting at the end of Raiders. 3. When he stopped the minecart with his feet. The minecart chase is one of the most iconic sequences in the entire Indiana Jones franchise. But even after the chase is over and the bad guys have been thwarted, Indy, Willie and Short Round face the challenge of slowing down the cart without any brakes before it slams into a rock-filled mineshaft. Indy has to climb out onto the front of the cart and hang off with his feet pressed against the wheels to bring it to a halt. The difficulty of this feat is comparable to Spidey stopping the runaway subway train in Spider-Man 2. The scene is also a literal embodiment of the Indiana Jones franchise as a roller coaster ride, as the cart hops from track to track at breathtaking speed. 2. When he freed all the child slaves. One of the most sinister things the Thu'gi cult does, and one of the plot points that makes the Temple of Doom the darkest indie movie by far, is keeping a child slavery ring in their underground mines. In the second act, Short Round is captured and forced to work in these mines. In the glorious finale, Indy frees all the slaves and distracts their strapping overseer with hand-to-hand combat long enough for them to escape. Freeing a few dozen child slaves has to be one of the most heroic things Indy has ever done. The final scene, with the now free children being reunited with their happy parents, is one of the most rousing in the Indiana Jones series. 1. When he cut the rope bridge. After escaping the Thugy cult's mines, scaling a cliff face, and making their way across a treacherous, rickety rope bridge, Indy, Willie, and Short Round find that their troubles are just beginning when Mola Ram and his top enforcers appear on the other side of the bridge. With bad guys on both sides of the bridge closing in, Indy realizes he's out of options and goes for a Hail Mary pass. He takes his sword and starts chopping at the ropes holding the bridge up. Hundreds of feet below them are crocodile-infested waters, and Indy is in the middle of the bridge, so this is a very bold move, and one that, surprisingly, ends up paying off. As a bookend to the opening parachute jump without a parachute, this scene similarly has Indy in a seemingly impossible situation with no way out. In this case, Indy creates a way by putting everyone in danger and dismantling the bridge. Now everyone is in equal peril, and only Indy, with his intelligence and whip, can figure a way out. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure that you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.